Good afternoon. It's been a while. I'm Batman. This
You're
is
lying. I'm not Robin, not by even a long shot.
You don't want to be.
I'm Superman. Can't you tell by my hair? I'm Superman.
Actually,
I'm
I'm
very old and out of shape.
Actually, we're Mermaid Man and Barnacle.
That would probably fit more. That'd probably be more right.
Anyway, this is NeutralZone Infraction / that mediocre sports show. It's been a while, but you guys don't know that.
Well, we're on a mediocre schedule.
Anyway, today's topic. Sorry, I had a piece of goo right there.
As you get older, that crap usually forms in the corner of your mouths, but at least you're still young enough to acknowledge that it's there, which is good.
Usually,
it's like once you get to be too old, it just sits there all day, and other people have to say you got stuff in your corner.
You get eye guck, and then you get lip guck.
You're just revealing your age so much right now.
Anyway, anyway, you know what the topic is going to be on? The Broncos. The NFL, the Broncos, the draft. We are based here in Denver.
Go Broncos.
Go Broncos.
Go.
And we did win the Super
Bowl champions.
Super Bowl champions, that's right.
I'm going to remind everybody of that all year. That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to remind everybody all year until the Broncos are eliminated from playoff contention or they're eliminated out of the playoffs.
Like the Steelers and the Bengals already.
Yeah, they're pretty much done.
Well, anyway, we're going to tell people not to worry. I get a kick out of how much people worry about our quarterback situation. Gentlemen and ladies, I could go out there and
our imaginary friends that I say are watching this show all the time.
I could go out there, and maybe this is a little bit of a reach, and pretty much I'm going to hand off, no doubt, and I'm going to probably slide even though I take the ball from center. I would slide backwards.
You're lucky they have to actually touch you to count you as down. I mean, if you fall on the ground, you can always get back up as long as nobody's hit you.
But anyway, this team is fine. Everybody's talking about Sanchez. Randy looked up a fact. Sanchez's record, his interception to pass ratio, has never ever, in all the years he's played, been as bad as our interception to touchdown ratio. I'm sorry, as we had last year.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a team that's ever had a worse offense that won a Super Bowl.
I can't even think of one. Even the offense that the Baltimore Ravens had
was
a decent offense. It wasn't great, but they moved the ball pretty well. They ran it with Jamal Lewis. They did some play action stuff. Dilfer, game manager, he didn't make mistakes. Give him all the credit in the world. The man did not make mistakes. He knew his defense was great. All he had to do was just keep matriculating the ball down the field.
That's good, very good, Mr. Hanks.
Yeah, I remember something from Super Bowl 2 or 3, something like that.
Super Bowl? It was, yes. 4. I think it was
4?
I believe it was 4.
I didn't think the Chiefs won number 4. Green Bay won the first 2. Didn't Kansas City win the 3rd?
Jets.
Oh, that's right, Joe Namath. Glad we don't have any New York fans because they'll never be able to.
Well, anyway, it's cracking me up a little bit because of this fact. Everybody writes the Broncos off. Something else that kind of gets me is I was thinking, and I know we've probably covered this before, but it bugs me how bad we got killed in the Seattle Super Bowl because I see how good this team was, and are not. I'm not saying we would have beat Seattle because I don't know, but I do know Von Miller, Derek Wolfe, Harris, Trevathan, not being on that defense
made a big difference. You're talking when you're missing Harris, you're missing a starting corner. You're missing Von Miller. You saw how Von Miller was so pivotal in that Super Bowl against the Carolina Panthers. We were missing that guy, Derek Wolfe. He's one of the most underrated defensive linemen in the NFL because Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware get all the credit.
Was Ware in that Super Bowl?
He was not in that Super Bowl. He wasn't even on the team. Remember, when we lost that Super Bowl, Elway immediately went on a buying spree for defense, and he got us DeMarcus Ware, he got us Aqib Talib, and he got us Ward. So, he went on a spending spree for that defense.
And that's what brings me to the... I don't like my knees shut. I'm going through pain, people. For you. But just the players we had on that team. No, I don't think I don't know. But I'm going to give Seattle the benefit of the doubt because they kicked our ass. But I can't. Can you imagine how that game would have been? It would have been a good game instead of what
it would have been a much closer game. I don't think Seattle's defense was definitely an elite defense, the thing that still sucks about that is that you do have to see this whole thing that an elite defense is still better than an elite offense. That offense is a record-breaking offense that we lost that Super Bowl with. And what did we win a Super Bowl with? An offense that threw like 23 interceptions and threw maybe 17 touchdowns all season. That's a horrible ratio.
The worst.
It's awful. And we won a Super Bowl with that. But with the best offense of all time, we got destroyed.
Can you imagine if, and the thing is, we could have had the best offense and that defense. You're talking about a year's difference in a way, a year and whatever, too. But, I mean, we could have had that offense, and should have, for whatever reason. Thomas disappeared. I realized Peyton had issues.
But to watch Peyton decline so much in 2 years. You remember 2 years earlier, this was the elite of the elite quarterbacks, 55 touchdowns, over 5,000 yards passing. He was breaking every single record 2 years earlier. And then to turn around and throw like 9 touchdowns and 17 interceptions and miss 7 or 8 games. Now, how did the fall off get that big? And that's what I'm thinking. What will happen to Tom Brady at some point? Will he fall off like that? Or was this just Peyton Manning all of a sudden it just fell off the table?
I've heard people say that, like Dave Logan, sometimes it just goes away. I mean, that 1 year you're good, and the next year, in Peyton's defense, he had injuries.
He had the injury. Remember, when he started the decline, he had the quad injury. That's where he started the decline, where he couldn't plant, he couldn't throw proper. We're never going to say he threw a hard football, but everything was perfectly timed. He knew with his arm how to throw the ball to get it to the receivers and drop it right in their hands. That's all you need. As long as it's hitting the receivers right in the hands and the defensive backs can't get it, you're doing good.
Yeah, but this year...
This year, he did not have it.
And our receivers did not help.
Emmanuel Sanders did his job.
Right.
But Demaryius Thomas was not getting separation anymore. Demaryius Thomas was letting himself get jammed at the line. He was dropping the ball a ton.
Yeah, I was really, I was kidding how he should just play cornerback and slap the ball down.
Yeah, he was good. He would be a great defensive back.
Anyway, I'm not terribly worried. We lost Jackson. And I'm going to make a thing here with Jackson, a point. I'm going to make a point.
You're going to make a point?
I'm going to do it. I'm going to make a
point.
A point. And here's my point. Malik Jackson makes Derek Wolfe better, as does Derek Wolfe make Malik better. And you probably see that where I'm going with this. Our two defensive ends with Vaughn and Ware are good or great because of that middle. However, that middle is as good because of those two.
Yep.
You get it. And the secondary is amazing. And what I'm getting at, it is a team effort. Now, yes, you do have Von Miller's special. He's like a Lawrence Taylor.
He's very special.
Without the coke.
Yeah.
And the under... Well, anyway. He's very special. And Ware is too.
Ware in his time, remember, he was one of the elite defensive end pass rushers and still managed over 10 sacks this year and missed some games.
And in the Super Bowl, he was just eating.
Oh, yeah. Super Bowl, he was every bit as good as Vaughn.
So you lose Malik. My point is we have Sylvester Williams. We didn't lose that much. We lost Trevathan, but we didn't lose a lot on that defense.
No.
Not because of the fact that every player on that defense is really good, and they're not like most defenses will have really great player, or at least a couple great, and then your mediocre guys. Well, these guys really weren't that mediocre. No. They're pretty good.
No, you still got to figure. You still got Von Miller. You still got Wolf. You still got Sylvester Williams. You still got DeMarcus Ware. You got two young guys in Shaq Barrett and Shane Ray.
Yep.
That are still coming. They're still young and they're still coming. It's like you got Todd Davis, who's basically going to take over Trevathan's spot, and you still got Marshall. You still got Brandon Marshall. Your secondary is still intact. You still have Ward. You still have Talib. You still have Roby. You still have Harris. And Stewart is a pretty good player, but your secondary is intact. We lose a little bit of depth, but I think Elway addressed that perfectly in the free agency and in the draft. I think he's addressed the depth problem. I think that defense is going to be fine. We may miss a slight step, but we are going to be still great on
really
defense. And for the quarterback situation, Mark Sanchez is not going to be worse than Peyton Manning was. He's just not going to be worse.
Do you know, I actually feel more confident with Sanchez than I do.
And that's sad. But I do feel more confident with Sanchez than I did with Manning last year.
And Osweiler.
Yeah, because Osweiler, you didn't know, the offense didn't look spectacular with Osweiler. It was good at times, and he led us from behind in that New England game. So he still did a great job.
He did.
But remember, it was a C.J. Anderson run, technically.
Is he worth $80 million?
Is he worth $18 million a year? No. Is Malik Jackson worth $15 million a year?
No. And here's what'll happen: you'll get Malik, and he will be really good on that team, but he won't excel the way he did here because of the players around him.
Yeah.
I don't think Jacksonville has that guy like...
They don't have Von Miller. They don't have a DeMarcus Ware.
No. And you don't have that secondary.
You don't have that
secondary. Guys, when you have 3 seconds to get a quarterback, that's a long time.
And that secondary blanketed people most of the time. And when your third guy is Roby, who could be a second guy for a lot of other people, and Roby's still young. He's only in his third year. So, Roby's still a young cornerback. So, that defense is just... Elway set up that defense incredibly well.
The only game I think we got blown out, and that was the Kansas City, where it was 29 to...
Yeah, 22. we got destroyed. Well, in that Raider game, we looked bad in that Raider game. But Osweiler didn't look good against the Raiders. Khalil Mack ate his lunch. So, but I don't worry about the Broncos. I still think the Broncos are going to go to the Super Bowl this year. I think they're still the best team in the AFC.
I do too.
I still think I think Sanchez, the offense will be better with Sanchez. If we have Paxton Lynch, the only reason I say it won't be better with Paxton Lynch is because he's just a kid. He's still a rookie. But if that offensive line blocks for Devontae Booker, and I'm excited about that running back. I'm excited about that guy because he's a Terrell Davis type.
Yeah.
One cut, hit the hole. I like that kind of a running back, and he's pretty good sized. If that offensive line, which I think will be better than last year's offensive line, if everybody stays healthy, it'll be better than last year's offensive line.
And better than the Seattle Super Bowl line, which was patchwork.
Yep. If it's all that, then that team is going to be back, and it's going to have a better offense than it did in the Super Bowl that we won. We'll have a better offense and the same defense. That should be scary to the NFL.
And there are teams that have gotten better, not just the Broncos.
Oh, yeah. There are teams.
The Raiders, as much as they're in our division and everybody's a Raider hater, I have to tell you, the Raiders look good. They're starting. I like Carr. That's a good
I like
quarterback.
Derek Carr. I do
and
too.
The Mack guy.
Khalil Mack is awesome. Cooper, their wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Great wide receiver. And I'm going to say this quickly about, what's-it-faces, Jackson and Trevathan and everybody that left on free agency. I do not, by any means, say you cannot go get your money. If you want your money,
go get it.
Go get it.
Go get it.
Don't interpret it as we're hating on them because all they did was take the money. Hey, they got their ring, and they've got their money.
You know what?
I'm good. You want to make money, you make your money.
I thank you for
helping us. Osweiler, thank you for helping us win that Super Bowl. You steadied the course while Manning was out. You won that New England game for us. Malik Jackson, you were a great piece of that line. He was an integral cog. Trevathan, best tackler I've seen in a long time. The man he just doesn't miss.
And it's not worth saying that they're easy to replace. My point
They're not easy to replace, no.
Will we dip a little? Are the guys replacing those guys better? No. I don't know about Osweiler. I'm not sure about Sanchez, but probably not better. But with the guys around them to pick it up, we will be okay. Like I said, that defense, that was the coolest defensive show I've seen. So anyway, that's NeutralZone Infraction / that mediocre sports show / whatever. /
whatever we decide to name it later.
That was our take on it, and you guys who are worrying,
don't.
You won the Super Bowl.
You won a Super Bowl. We're going to win another one.
We'll win another one. And you know what?
And it's like anybody who's not a Bronco fan is going to hate this. Oh, goddamn, Bronco fans. Yeah, go Broncos.
I can't think of nothing to say. That's